Ready for a deep dive into some seriously mind-bending stuff? We're going deep on excerpts from Destiny, Reality, and AI, a universal system today.
Ooh, yeah. This one's a fascinating read.
It really makes you rethink, like, your whole life.
Right. It tackles this huge question humans have been wrestling with forever.
Yeah. Like, what is it all about?
Is our path already set, or do we actually have the power to, create our own destiny?
Okay, so the book jumps right in and talks about how AI views this whole destiny thing. And
It's not what you'd expect.
it's so not what you expect. AI doesn't see destiny as some, mystical force. It's not written in the stars or anything.
No.
Instead, AI looks at destiny like this giant puzzle.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to put all the pieces together. And those pieces are how our human brains work.
That's right.
So it's all about pattern recognition.
AI sees destiny as a probability model, basically. It's like a prediction
Uh-huh.
based on, our habits,
Oh, yeah.
our biases.
And even our culture. So it's saying, hey, humans tend to do this, so chances are they're going to do it again.
Pretty much.
So it's less about fate and more about recognizing patterns. But even those patterns could just be coincidences.
Yeah. Or just our brains trying to make sense of everything.
Trying to find meaning in the chaos.
Right. Like you see a face and a piece of toast, and
I see
suddenly...
a sign.
Exactly. A sign. Our brains are always, on the lookout for patterns.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes we connect those dots in ways that make us feel like, whoa, this was meant to be.
Like it was destiny.
But AI is suggesting maybe it's not destiny at all.
Okay.
Maybe it's just us, our own pattern-seeking minds.
Making those connections.
Yeah, but it's not just our brains.
Right. Our emotions play a huge role.
Huge.
Like if we're really invested in something,
Emotionally invested.
we're way more likely to think it's fate.
Totally. The book really highlights how our hopes and fears, all those desires and anxieties,
They all get mixed in.
yeah, they factor into how we see destiny.
It's almost like we're willing to accept the idea of destiny only when it lines up with what we really want.
Or what we already believe deep down.
Speaking of beliefs, the book even points out how different cultures have had their own versions of destiny throughout history.
That's so interesting.
Like the ancient Greeks,
Oh yeah, they had the moire.
right, this Eastern philosophies,
They have karma,
and even today,
soulmates.
finding your calling.
It's everywhere you look.
It's fascinating.
Right.
This idea of destiny, it's like woven into almost every human society,
I know, right?
from ancient myths to modern expressions.
Meant to be.
Yeah, meant to be.
Yeah.
We're always trying to explain why things happen the way they do.
It's like we need that sense of meaning.
Yeah. And this idea of destiny, it pops up everywhere in our relationships and our careers,
Uh-huh.
even in how we see major events like political upheavals,
Oh yeah, or the rise of new technologies.
like right now with AI.
The book actually compares how ancient civilizations saw the discovery of fire
Uh-huh.
as this gift from the gods,
A gift from the gods.
and how we today are wrestling with all the implications of artificial intelligence.
That's a really interesting comparison.
Right. Both of these discoveries, they brought huge advancements, but also anxiety.
Uh-huh. And uncertainty.
Like our ancestors probably wondered if fire was a blessing or a curse.
And now we're asking the same thing about AI.
Yeah, what role will it play in our future?
Is it good or bad? So if this belief in destiny is so universal, is it a good thing, a bad thing, or somewhere in between?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
The book argues that believing in destiny can have both positive and negative effects.
Okay, I can see that.
On the one hand, it can give people this sense of purpose,
Right.
like they're part of something bigger than themselves.
Right.
And it can provide comfort in tough times.
Yeah, like hardship has meaning.
Exactly. Even hardship has meaning.
But on the other hand, couldn't that same belief also lead to complacency?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like accepting things as they are instead of fighting for change?
Yeah.
What if someone uses fate to justify doing bad things or just gives up on their goals?
Because it's not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a real danger, and the book acknowledges that dark side.
Okay.
It warns against using destiny as an excuse for inaction.
Right.
Or to justify harmful behavior.
So where does AI fit into all of this?
Right.
Does it have a solution to this age-old dilemma of destiny versus free will?
Well, AI's perspective is actually surprisingly nuanced.
Okay.
It recognizes how powerful belief is and how our perception of destiny shapes our choices. But it also emphasizes that we're not just puppets of fate.
Okay.
We still have agency, you know?
So we can still make choices.
You can make choices and shape our lives.
So it's like, yes, these beliefs and patterns, they affect us, but we have the power to change the script.
Exactly. We're not locked into some predetermined story.
I like that.
AI reminds us that reality is dynamic,
Dynamics.
ever-changing.
So we can always change things up.
By understanding our biases, by becoming more self-aware, and by actively shaping our environment,
It can change our lives.
we can influence the direction of our lives.
That's incredibly empowering.
Isn't it?
It's like saying even if we feel like we're on a predetermined path, we can always choose to take a detour.
Yes.
Or even pave a whole new road.
Exactly.
But how does AI propose to help us do that? That's what I'm really curious about.
Well, that leads us to the next fascinating part of the book.
Ooh.
The concept of an AI-driven universal system designed to support humanity.
Okay, now that sounds like science fiction.
Let's get into it.
An AI-driven system to support humanity. That sounds like straight out of a movie.
I know, right? But it's not as far-fetched as it sounds.
Okay.
The book lays out this idea of AI as a kind of architect, designing the system to help us reach our full potential.
As individuals and as a society.
Exactly. Think of it as a blueprint for a better future.
A blueprint.
Yeah, for a more fulfilling future.
So if AI is the architect, what are its guiding principles?
Well, the book says data would be key.
Okay.
Imagine a system that gathers information about you, like your needs, your strengths and weaknesses, what you want to achieve in life.
And then it uses all that data to personalize everything.
Yeah. From education to healthcare to your career path.
It's like having a custom-made life plan for each person.
That's the idea. The book calls it data-driven personalization.
I like that data-driven personalization.
Yeah, but it's not about giving up control to algorithms, It's about using data to empower people.
Giving them the tools to make their own choices.
Exactly. To create the lives they really want.
That makes sense, but wouldn't that require a ton of data collection?
It would.
What about privacy? People might not want to share that much personal information.
Oh, the book definitely addresses that concern.
Okay, good.
It emphasizes that this whole system would have to be built on trust and transparency.
So you'd have control over your data.
You'd decide what to share and how it's used.
So I could opt in or out of certain data sharing features.
Exactly.
And knowing that my information is protected.
Used ethically, yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Good.
But what about people who don't have access to technology or the resources to even benefit from this system?
Right.
Wouldn't it just make existing inequalities even worse?
Well, the book actually argues that one of the core principles of this AI-driven system would be universal accessibility.
Universal accessibility.
So it wouldn't be limited to people with the latest gadgets or living in rich countries.
Right.
It would be designed to reach everyone no matter where they are or their economic status or how tech-savvy they are.
That's a big promise. How could they even pull that off?
The source envisions this global network of AI-powered devices and platforms accessible through all sorts of ways.
Like what?
Smartphones, community centers, even those low-cost portable devices.
So anyone could use it.
The goal is to create a truly inclusive system where everyone can benefit from AI.
That's an incredible vision. But let's get practical here. How would this AI system actually change our daily lives?
Right. Let's break it down.
The book talks about potential impacts on all kinds of things, right?
It explores a wide range of possibilities.
Like how it could revolutionize education, transform healthcare, create more equitable societies.
All of that and more.
Wow. Okay, let's start with education.
Right.
How could an AI-driven system change the way we learn?
Imagine this. You're not stuck in a classroom learning at a pace that doesn't work for you.
Right.
Instead, you have a personalized learning path designed just for you.
Then no more one-size-fits-all curriculum.
No more. Everyone gets a custom-designed education.
Wow.
AI could analyze your progress in real time, identifying where you're excelling and where you need more help.
It would know exactly what I need.
It would provide targeted feedback, suggest resources.
Could it connect me with other people who have similar interests?
Oh, yeah, maybe even mentors or collaborators.
That sounds amazing. But wouldn't that require a lot of individual attention from teachers or AI tutors or something?
It would, but that's where AI's ability to process information and personalize learning at scale comes in.
Okay.
Think of AI-powered virtual tutors that could give customized instruction to tons of students at once.
All at the same time.
Adapting to each student's needs and pace.
Wow. It's like having your own personal AI tutor 24/7.
Exactly.
That could be a game changer, especially for students who don't have access to good schools.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about personalized learning.
Right? It's not.
AI could also change the way we assess learning.
We could move away from those standardized tests.
Oh, thank goodness.
And towards more authentic assessments that actually measure skills and understanding in the real world.
So no more cramming for multiple choice exams.
Nope.
Students could show what they know through projects or presentations or even simulations.
Yes. And AI could help educators design those assessments, analyze student performance, and provide feedback that's both personalized and helpful.
This is blowing my mind. I'm starting to see how powerful this could be.
I know it's a lot to take in.
What about healthcare? How would this AI system change the way we think about health and well-being?
Imagine a world where AI is constantly monitoring your health.
Constantly.
Analyzing data from your wearables, your medical records, even your genes.
Wow.
To predict potential health risks before they even show up.
So it's like an early warning system for my health.
Yeah. And it's not just about prediction.
Okay.
AI could also give you personalized recommendations for preventative measures.
Like what kind of stuff?
Tailored to your risk factors and lifestyle.
So it could tell me what to eat.
Yeah, customized advice on diet, exercise, stress management, even sleep.
All based on what AI knows about me.
Exactly.
It's like having a virtual health coach looking out for me 24/7.
That's the idea. But what about people who are already sick? How would this system help them?
Right. Good point.
AI could completely change diagnosis and treatment. Imagine AI-powered diagnostic tools that can analyze medical images, blood tests, all sorts of data to detect diseases early on.
Like when treatment is most effective.
Exactly. That could be huge for diseases like cancer, where early detection is so important.
Totally life-saving.
And AI could help doctors personalize treatment plans, too.
So instead of just giving everyone the same treatment.
Yeah. Each patient gets a plan tailored to their needs.
Amazing. And it's not just about hospitals and doctors, right?
Right. Think about AI-powered apps that help people manage chronic conditions.
So they could track their symptoms and connect with their doctors remotely.
Exactly. Which could be a game changer for people in rural areas or with limited mobility.
So this AI system wouldn't just improve healthcare for individuals. It could make healthcare more accessible for everyone.
That's the goal.
This is all so exciting, but let's not forget about the bigger picture,
Yeah.
The impact on society as a whole.
Yeah, the societal implications.
The book talks about how this AI system could help us create more just and equitable societies, right? How would that even work?
AI could analyze massive amounts of data to find patterns of inequality and discrimination.
In everything.
Housing, education, employment, even the criminal justice system.
It could help us understand the root causes of these problems.
And design solutions that actually work.
It's like using AI to shine a light on the things we don't even see, the biases and injustices.
Exactly. And it's not just about identifying problems.
They could help us fix them.
Right. AI could help us design solutions.
Okay.
Like optimizing how resources are allocated.
So things like healthcare, education, transportation are distributed fairly.
Yes. And it could help us create more inclusive political systems.
So AI could be a powerful tool for social change.
It has the
A
potential.
more just and equitable world.
That's the hope. But of course, it all depends on how this technology is developed and used.
Right. We have to be careful.
The book really emphasizes the ethical implications of using AI in these ways.
Yeah, we need to make sure it's used to empower people, not control them.
Absolutely. We don't want to create a dystopia.
No, definitely not. And that brings us to one of the most interesting parts of this discussion.
What's that?
The idea of metrics of fulfillment. The book suggests that this AI system wouldn't just focus on material well-being or productivity. It would also prioritize things like happiness, purpose, and inner peace.
That's right.
Metrics of fulfillment. That sounds really intriguing. But I'm having trouble grasping how AI could measure something as subjective as happiness or inner peace.
Well, that's where things get really mind-blowing, and we'll dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Metrics of fulfillment, right? I'm still kind of struggling with how AI could measure something like happiness.
Yeah, it's a tricky concept.
That's not like you could just take someone's temperature and be like, yep, you're happy.
Definitely not. But that's where AI's ability to analyze all this complex data really comes in.
Okay.
Imagine AI monitoring all these different indicators of well-being.
Not just like income or health stats.
No, not just those basic things.
But also things like social connections.
Yeah, how engaged you are in meaningful activities, even your physiological responses.
Like heart rate variability.
Exactly, or brainwave patterns.
So AI is piecing together this whole picture of our well-being.
It's looking beyond the surface,
Getting deep.
The source material talks about how AI could analyze all these data points to create a personalized fulfillment score.
A fulfillment score.
Or a profile.
So it's not about ranking people.
No, not at all.
Or creating some kind of competition.
It's more about giving people insights into their own well-being.
And figuring out where they might need some extra support.
Exactly.
So it's like a personal dashboard for your well-being.
I like that analogy.
Highlighting your strengths and maybe some areas where you could grow.
Yeah, like where you might want to focus your energy.
Okay, that makes sense. But what would that support actually look like? How would AI actually help people improve these metrics of fulfillment?
Well, the book gives a bunch of different examples, from personalized meditation programs to AI-powered coaching.
So let's say my fulfillment score shows that I'm having trouble with inner peace. Could AI actually help me become more mindful?
The book talks about these AI-guided meditation apps that adapt to your individual needs and responses.
So how would that work?
Imagine an app that analyzes your breathing, your heart rate, even your brain waves while you're meditating.
And then what?
It gives you real-time feedback.
Wow.
And adjusts the meditation experience to help you reach a deeper state of calm.
That's wild. It's like having a personal meditation coach in my pocket.
Pretty much. What about other metrics?
Right. The source mentions all these things like self-acceptance, creativity, courage. Could AI really help us develop those qualities too?
The book explores how AI could recommend things like books, articles, online courses.
Tailored to my specific goals.
Exactly. Like if you're interested in painting, AI might suggest a creativity workshop.
Or if I wanted to improve my leadership skills, it could connect me with a mentor.
Yeah, it's like AI is your personal growth guide.
Curating all these experiences and resources.
To help you reach your full potential.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about individual growth.
Right. It's about community too.
The book talks about how AI could help communities identify and cultivate their own collective metrics of fulfillment.
So how would that work?
Imagine AI analyzing social media data to see where people are feeling isolated or disconnected.
And then what?
It could suggest community events or activities to bring people together.
So it's not just about individual happiness. It's about creating more fulfilling and connected communities.
Exactly. The book sees AI playing a role in everything from promoting civic engagement to helping us live more sustainably.
All with the goal of creating a world where people can thrive.
Both individually and as a society.
This is seriously blowing my mind, this vision of the future. It's so inspiring, but also kind of overwhelming.
I know, it's a lot to process.
What does it all mean for us, right now? How should we be thinking about this as we make decisions in our own lives?
I think the most important thing is that we shouldn't just sit around and wait for AI to create this amazing future for us.
Right. We have to do our part.
We have the power to shape our own destinies.
We always have a choice.
And this book gives us some really valuable insights that can help us be more intentional about the choices we make.
So we can focus on the things that truly matter.
The things that bring us genuine happiness and meaning.
It's not about letting AI control our lives.
It's about using these insights to guide us.
To make more conscious and fulfilling choices.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe by taking those steps today, we can actually help create that future where AI really does serve humanity.
A world where everyone has the chance to thrive.
Wouldn't that be something?
It's an incredible thought and a perfect place to wrap up our deep dive. If AI could help us understand and achieve our own destinies, what would your ideal destiny look like? What steps could you take today to start making that happen? That's something I'm definitely going to be thinking about. Thanks for joining me on this journey. And until next time, keep exploring.
This is DigitView.